The 1960s, a decade remembered for its profound social, cultural, and technological changes. Amidst the civil rights movement, the space race, and the rise of television as a dominant medium, a peculiar and unsettling trend emerged in the world of children's toy advertising. During this era, doll commercials took on a disturbingly creepy tone, leaving an indelible mark on the minds of young viewers. In this video, we'll explore some of the most notorious examples of these eerie advertisements and examine the factors that contributed to their enduring impact. One of the most iconic and unsettling doll commercials of the 1960s was Mattel's Baby Secret. Released in 1966, this doll was marketed as a toy that could whisper secrets to children when they pulled a string on her back. The commercial, featuring a young Eve Plum, who would later rise to fame as Jan on the Brady Bunch, showcased Baby Secret's uncanny mouth movements and haunting whispers, with phrases like, "I want to tell you something," delivered in an eerie, conspiratorial tone. The creepy nature of the Baby Secret commercial can be attributed to several factors. Firstly, the doll's unnatural mouth movements and whispering voice tapped into the primal fear of objects coming to life, a concept that has long been a staple of horror fiction. Many viewers drew comparisons between Baby Secret and the evil talking Tina doll from the famous Twilight Zone episode Living Doll, which aired just a few years earlier. The idea that a seemingly innocent toy could harbor dark secrets or malicious intent struck a chord with audiences, making the commercial both memorable and unsettling. Despite its creepy undertones, the Baby Secret commercial was highly effective in capturing the attention of children and parents alike. The doll became a popular toy, and the advertisement's memorable visuals and audio helped cement its place in advertising history. The success of Baby Secret also paved the way for other talking dolls, such as Mattel's own Chatty Cathy, which had been introduced a few years prior. Chatty Cathy, released in 1960, was the first successful mass-market talking doll. Commercials for this toy featured Chatty Cathy speaking 11 random phrases when a ring on her back was pulled. While not as overtly creepy as Baby Secret, there was still an unsettling quality to Chatty Cathy's unblinking stare, jerky mouth movements, and repetitive phrases. The limitations of early electronic technology used in these dolls contributed to an uncanny valley effect, where the toy's attempt to mimic human speech and movement fell just short of natural, leading to a sense of unease in some viewers. Chatty Cathy's popularity and the success of her commercial led to the creation of several other Mattel talking dolls throughout the 1960s. These dolls and their accompanying advertisements helped to normalize the concept of talking toys, even as they continued to unsettle some children and adults with their not-quite-human characteristics. Perhaps the most disturbing doll commercial of the 1960s was for Hasbro's Little Miss No Name. Released in 1965, this doll was marketed as a pitiful and terrifying beggar doll, complete with unkempt hair, a burlap sack dress, and a permanent teardrop on her cheek. The commercial for Little Miss No Name featured a melancholy violin soundtrack and a narrator who introduced her as a little girl who needs your love. The Little Miss No Name commercial was designed to evoke sympathy and encourage children to nurture and care for the less fortunate. However, the doll's appearance and the advertisement's heavy-handed approach had the opposite effect on many viewers, frightening children instead of inspiring compassion. The commercial's unsettling tone combined with the doll's pitiful appearance created a sense of unease that was difficult to shake. Despite the commercial's efforts to evoke deep emotions, Little Miss No Name was ultimately a commercial failure. The doll's unsettling appearance, characterized by its large, tearful eyes and ragged clothing, did not resonate with consumers looking for more traditional, cheerful toys. Additionally, the advertisement's overly sad tone aimed to stir sympathy, but instead created discomfort among viewers. Launched in the 1960s, a decade known for vibrant and playful toys, Little Miss No Name stood out for all the wrong reasons, leading to its swift discontinuation. However, the commercial has remained a fascinating study in marketing and cultural trends, emblematic of the era's fascination with more eerie, dramatic presentations in advertising. Its lasting impact is seen in how it epitomizes the creepy doll motif, leaving an indelible mark on the collective memory of those who experienced its unique, albeit unsettling campaign. Another bizarre and unsettling example of 1960s doll advertising was the commercial for a line of Voodoo witch doctor dolls. Although details about the actual dolls are scarce, the commercial itself was memorable for its outlandish claims and disturbing premise. The advertisement suggested that these voodoo dance dolls contained real human souls, transferred into the toys by a witch doctor's ritual. The dolls were said to have growing hair, and the commercial even joked that they were technically human children and couldn't be treated like ordinary dolls. The Voodoo Witch Doctor Dolls commercial was notable for its embrace of the occult and its suggestion that human souls could be trapped within toys. This concept, which pushed the boundaries of acceptable content in children's advertising, was clearly designed to shock and intrigue viewers. While the actual impact and reach of this commercial are difficult to gauge due to the lack of available information, its premise alone was enough to earn it a place in the annals of creepy doll advertising. The creepy doll commercials of the 1960s were a product of their time, reflecting a cultural fascination with the uncanny and the macabre. As television became an increasingly dominant medium, toy companies sought to create advertisements that would stand out in a crowded market, often by tapping into the darker recesses of the imagination. The grainy footage, unsettling concepts, and washed-out colors of these commercials only added to their eerie vibe, creating a lasting impression on young viewers. While some of these creepy doll commercials, like those for Baby Secret and Chatty Cathy, featured toys that were commercially successful despite their unsettling qualities, others, such as Little Miss No Name and the Voodoo Witch Doctor dolls, were more notable for their shock value than their sales figures. Regardless of their commercial success, these advertisements left an indelible mark on the collective memory of a generation, serving as a reminder of a time when the boundaries between innocent playthings and objects of terror were blurred in the name of selling toys. The creepy doll commercials of the 1960s stand as a testament to the power of advertising and the enduring impact of childhood fears. These advertisements, with their uncanny visuals, unsettling sounds, and disturbing premises, tapped into primal fears and cultural anxieties, creating a lasting impression on those who experienced them. Today, they serve as a fascinating and sometimes frightening glimpse into a bygone era of children's television, when toy companies were willing to push the boundaries of what was considered acceptable in their pursuit of capturing young imaginations and driving sales. As we look back on these commercials, it's clear that their impact extends far beyond their original purpose of selling toys. They have become cultural touchstones, remembered not only for their creepy content, but also for the way they reflect the fears, desires, and preoccupations of a generation. By studying these advertisements and the context in which they were created, we gain a deeper understanding of the complex relationship between media, culture, and childhood in the 1960s and beyond.